Okay. Mess with the focus again on this thing. It'll look pretty good up close though. Need like a little stand to put stuff on that's right underneath this camera. Hey chat! Trying to break up all these paints and get them all shook up like we're gonna need them to be. See, they're not yet there. I came in straight from working on the barn again. I'm wore out and it's hot, chat. Also, hi, Will. It's been a really long day. Gonna be honest with you. I broke a monitor today on accident. That video is gonna go up soon. Probably after the stream, I'll finish getting that video ready. Okay, we're almost there. It's almost all broke up. Worst part is we might not even need the Ultramarines blue. So, the way this is gonna work, it's a little special tonight. We don't have... Oof, indeed. Thank you. Oh, I gotta move Jagras. The alerts are behind Jagras. There we go. So, we don't have like preset colors for these guys. I mean, we do, but we don't have like Citadel preset colors for them. We have to try and make the colors we need, which is gonna be fun. I only put Jagras in the title, but I did prime bear off just in case we get to him tonight. I don't think we will. He would unironically probably be easier to paint than Jagras, because we need yellows and blues, as you can see with the images I put on the screen. Probably move this Jagras over a little bit. I was trying to be really clever and have him like stand on chat. Maybe we'll have him flip. It'll help if we flip him. Looking back that way. Okay. Alright, we're gonna call that good for now. May just have to run something in there and mix it. Oh, I'm feeling it. That's a good workout for your arms, if nothing else. Might just be time to replace these paints. I need to just get one of those paint mixers, you know? Because that doesn't seem to be moving anymore. But before we do any of that, we gotta start with dry brushing. I have a new fancy wet palette. This is an actual, like, company-made wet palette, so hopefully it'll work better. We're gonna use our big brush today, because these guys are big. So, let's get started. I'm postponing it because I'm nervous. I don't want to mess these models up. I can't just go buy more of these models in the store, you know? Right, now the instructions said to put less on there than you think you're gonna need. Realizing now I forgot to get paper towel. Yeah, I have some from last time. The big old wad of it. So that'll have to work. Ah, such an idiot sometimes. Okay. Like before, we want to get most of it off. Okay. That should be good, but I'm very nervous to overpaint them. Again,
that's a lot of damage.
There's no, thank you. There's no real reason to be nervous, because at the end of the day, I can just dip them back in the solution and we can start all over again. I can't help it. I get nervous. I want them to look good, you know? Oh, look at the detail in these models, man. You can already see it. Just the way the gray Brings out the veins on the Jagras. Oh, he looks so good. That white's really gonna make him pop. I'm getting less nervous as we go here because even if he's not like perfect, like the exact right color a Jagras should be, a Great Jagras that is, like he'll be my Great Jagras, you know what I mean? Whew. Arms are tired from shaking all that paint. Also, I'm sorry if you heard that burp there. I normally try to lean away from the mic so you can't hear it, but I didn't catch that one in time. This wet palette is already working. That is staying nice and wet. Okay. We are not sponsored by Army Painter, but this is an Army Painter wet palette. As I was told, they're the best of the best. And I plan to paint for a long time, so I might as well get a good one. I watched like 7 different videos about which one to get. I really like, I know I say it every time, I really like the way Slab Shop makes them like pop. The belly's gonna be hard to get. That'll be okay. The belly should be a little bit darker because it's his underbelly anyway. We could probably come back with a smaller brush and be able to get the belly better too. All right. Little Jagras there is looking up at his big self, telling us what colors he wants to be. We're gonna try and get you there, big boy. We're gonna try. I may have to go get more paper towel, chat. We'll see. Unsurprisingly, it takes up a lot more paint to cover a model this big. We're definitely getting it there, though. Debating on getting Morgan to MP2. I mean, that's a good-looking Morgan. And again, I know I do this every time, but like, look at the difference. Already color-wise, just with the gray. That's a pretty cool Morgan you got there. Morgan Le Fay. I'm just glad you're still talking to us, Will. I was afraid after some of those mispronunciations yesterday, you'd be done with us. We're getting every drop of this paint now with this. This is great. That's a little bit more paint than I wanted to get on there. I got a little excited. The white will cover it up, thankfully. I need to get more paint off of this. Disappointed! Just disappointed. The worst part is leading up to it, I tried to look up how to pronounce some Korean words. Do need to cake it on here pretty heavy. Because we want to make him yellow. Yeah, I tried to look up some because I was like, yeah, you know, if I look up some and I know he's looking up some, we should be able to figure out how to pronounce them all pretty well. No, we weren't even close. Even after we both looked up how to pronounce some words, we weren't even close. Like, well, you know, we tried. I definitely think I might have caked that on too hard. Here. But the white should cover it up. I feel like there's less detail on this side than there is on this side. Like I covered up more of the shadows, you know? Nothing for it now, but keep painting and see. It could also just be the way that hair is designed. But this side is towards the light anyway, so this side would have more shadow. Yeah, I know. I tried. I sure did try. No, Korea is such a cool place. I always, anytime we cover somewhere like that, I'm like, man, I want to make sure we do this place justice. Because these places are all so cool, you know? I want to make sure nobody feels like we're misrepresenting their culture or anything. That's why I try so hard to make sure that I learn how to pronounce the words, and I always fail. I'm just an idiot at the end of the day. But I'm trying my best. One I feel bad for is Rundgren. He's got to not just get the names, but also the stories. Try harder. Well, and especially with Korean and Chinese, right? There's, and I know Chinese a lot better than I know Korean, obviously. But there are so many words that use some of the same vowel structure as Japanese, but they don't sound anything the same, you know? And come on, Trey. Thank you, thank you. I have the same problem with like Russian and Czech. Because even though the languages are very different, they use some of the same vowel structure. And so the words look like they should sound similar, but they don't sound similar at all. And much as I might not like to admit it, you'll see some of that as well with German and French. Obviously, German words are like way longer, but like if the word Jim Appel had a couple F's in there, it would look German, you know? Alright, now it's time for white. The palette is getting a little dirty. I don't know if that's normal. This is my first time using a true wet palette. I don't know what the right recourse is to deal with that. Paper towel and just wiping that up is the answer. Seems to be, because the stuff came right out, so I don't know, we'll figure it out. Language is a fascinating subject to me too, because I can look at a language and I can go, yeah, I know how to say this, and I really don't. And then I find out not only is it a word, but it also has like hidden meaning that I never would have realized from just looking at the word, you know? English is the same way. Like if you just tell somebody, hey, what's up? Well, they're going to look up and see what's going on, you know, if they don't know any better. But when you say what's up in English, it has a meaning, you know? Highlight in here. Big parts. Leaving plenty of shadow. It's also harder because it's a bigger mini, so I feel like I'm doing something wrong whenever there's a lot of paint anywhere. But because it's a bigger mini, that might just be the way of it, you know? Yeah, what's up, the sky? What else could you mean by the phrase, what's up? Well, actually, it's a colloquial greeting.
I came to laugh at you.
I came to laugh at you indeed. I did see some people who primed their Jagras in like green. I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense, you know? Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I think the shadows are still there. You have questions, Humble and Alibi? Well, I will do my best to answer any questions I can, but I understand. That was mostly how I felt as well. That and a deep sense of, I wish this wasn't over, which I guess it's not because Reverie, but it was for me because Reverie, you know, still isn't out over here. Yeah, see, like that looks way too thick right there, but I think it's just because it's a bigger model. There's still plenty of detail and plenty of shade you can see in shadow, especially in like the claws. In the sinew here. Yeah. The best part about that is I didn't recognize it at the time. You didn't recognize it at the time, but there's a reference to that in Sky the Third about there being something, being very vague here for spoiler's sake, something else. That was planned. They didn't just pull that out of nowhere. That was planned. All right. There's our boy. Yeah, there's a reference in Sky the Third that's just, there is more outside. And, again, without spoiling too much, Campanella makes a comment about how this is out of this world.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage indeed. What is, man, I wish I knew. I'm told that Reverie goes into some of that. I don't know. That could also just be somebody trying to make me want to play Reverie more. But Reverie's coming soon, man. I already want to clean out my water because it's colored from the slab shop. Right, I was about to set that brush over there. I don't have to do that anymore because this wet palette came with a place to put my brushes. It's like, okay, that's cool. All right, now comes the hard part. You gotta pick a color that is the skin color for this boy. And I'm thinking Yandan yellow is gonna be the way we go here. It is the brightest yellow I have. It's still not quite the color that I want it to be, I think. So we may try thinning it out a little. I guess I don't want to do that because it's automatically thinning it out inside the wet palette. This is Monster Hunter, yeah. Maybe if we mix it with a little bit of plague bearer flesh. Use a different brush for mixing things. That actually is looking pretty close to the color I want it to be before we even mix anything. All right, let's try mixing some of this together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our palette and we're gonna come down with the plague bearer flesh, and then we're gonna take the end in yellow and we're gonna bring it down, and then we'll mix the two. And I think the resulting color is gonna be pretty close to the color I'm wanting here. Emphasis on I think, because I don't know that to be true. So, Nayuta Endless Trails is an older game in the series and is based on a different, like, timeline? Maybe the way to put it? And a different, like, area of the world that's not currently in the Trails world now? Is my understanding? I haven't played it myself to know, but it's based on a place called Gaghart? Okay, that did not mix to the color I wanted, really. I'm not happy with that color mix, I don't think. Let's just try a strand of hair and see. Actually, that is exactly the color I wanted. Wow. Maybe I am getting good at this. Like, not to toot my own horn, but maybe I'm figuring this whole paint thing out. I don't like the dried bits of paint in there that are on my model, but we can brush those off pretty easily afterward. Yeah, that is exactly the yellow I wanted it to be. Basically, we'll see how it dries, but thank you. No, I want to play Nayuta to see, because I hear it has nothing to do with the mainline Trail series and is a very different type of game. But it sure does sound like it might be connected in some way, you know? Get all that extra bit of dried paint off of there. Get all this hair in this yellow. Looks like it's probably going to have another coat of it to thicken it out color wise. Yeah, I'm right there with you that it's not involved at all. That doesn't sound quite right to me. Like, Kondo originally came out and said, no, yeah, the Crossbell series, it's only like tangentially connected to the Liberal series. They're just in the same world. Like, no, they're pretty dang important to each other. Bikes are the same color, so that makes things easy at least. Yep, that whole run is super great, man. And without spoiling too much for people that don't know, which, again, if they don't know, they don't know, but there is a Eustace scene right at the end of that game that made me tear up so mad. I cried like a big dog for that scene. And if you know, then you know. Yeah, I think this is just gonna need a second coat to really bring home. But actually, I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm right there with you. That scene broke me, man. And then there is a scene where some characters finally get to be happy, and again, I'm being vague, that deserve to be happy, and that also made me cry like a little baby. That scene also serves as like a farewell for the cast. I might be pushing too hard on this palette, and that's where all those bits are coming from. Yeah, it cut deep for sure. All right, I think now that we have like the deep layer of the plague bearer flesh to lighten it up, I think maybe we'll come back over a little bit stronger with the just straight end in yellow. Because now we'll have the underneath as like highlights almost. And this should wash right over that and look pretty good, I think. Because that's what he has. Jagras, Great Jagras has like an underlaying of that other yellow and then an overlaying of like the darker color over the top. That's coming together really well. That's some Great Jagras hair right there. Turns out I might actually be learning some tricks of the trade after all. Don't think I really have to keep adding paint to this. And I definitely don't have to keep getting it all over the base of my brush. Also, again, being vague for spoiler's sake for people that haven't played it yet, it has been an honor to serve you. Just, oh. Oh. I am such a sucker for the trope of, I'm going to word this nicely for spoiler's sake, the trope of ally that has to go, that people don't treat like a person most of the time, that then shows how much he cared right at the end, because he actually cared the whole time and people just kept forgetting he was a person. Ugh. So good. It's so good. Yep, sure is. I don't know, I assume you got all the endings. Did you see the bad ending too, or just the true ending? Because the bad ending is really powerful in a lot of ways. I like the bad ending a lot. Oh, everything? Nice. Yeah. I like the true ending more, but the bad ending is really good. Alright, so we also need to get parts of his skin with this yellow. All right, and that spot there needs to be a little bit more pale. So we're gonna put some other color in there to pale it up a little. Nice. Yeah, I bet you were. I'm glad they didn't want to spoil it for you though, because that ending is best seen direct. Also, now that you've seen the whole thing, man, does that Hummel track hit hard now. Turns out it absolutely is easier to paint bigger models, but I feel like I'm getting more lax and making more mistakes. Never gets easier, yeah. Yeah, that Hummel track is something special. Yep. Yep. I stand by the fact that a character that dies in the very first trilogy is still impactful right up until the end, and that is one of the best done character deaths in all of video games, in my opinion. Is a character that's still affecting the plot so many games later. All right, this guy's really starting to come together. I love, because we mix those paints, I love the extra little bits in his hair that differentiates from the face, which is a lot lighter color. And this down here and the belly we're gonna get with a darker color to offset it a little more. And then what's his name? Ooh, don't want to spoil that. Let's just say Mr. Silver Will himself. A certain peak swordsman. Oh, this guy. Sorry. Yeah, this is the Great Jagras. This is the Great Jagras. I have two images for him on screen for people that have never seen him before but want to know what he looks like. I think they did a really good job capturing his likeness with this model. You don't know what he looks like, or did I miss a different phrase that I said that made you think you didn't know the answer to? No, Silver Will. I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Not you. Not that Silver Will. All right, so we get his shoulder in this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back through with just a bit of green, not a lot of it. A little tint of green for the skin to make it differentiated from the hair a little bit more. The actual in-game model doesn't have that, but I don't like how much of it is just the same as the hair. So yeah, in Monster Hunter World, in every Monster Hunter game, there are these default monsters that you fight early on that are pretty easy to kill, but you need their gear. You don't have to have their gear to do it. If you're good, if you're a pro gamer, you don't need their gear to go on to the stronger monsters, but if you get their gear, it makes it easier. And so in some games they're Jaggies, and in some games they're Jaguars, but in World they're Jagras. And every one of them also has like a great version that is like the big daddy of the others. And so this is Great Jagras, and it can eat other monsters and like furl up into a giant balloon form. It looks really cool. It's a fun fight. I like fighting Great Jagras. Early on in this channel's history, when Monster Hunter World first came out, I did like build comparisons in Monster Hunter World, and I used Great Jagras to test those out, to test out each build. How quickly could you kill Great Jagras with this build? You know? And that's why when it came down to who we're going to paint first, it was no question. We have to go with my boy. I owe him that much after all the punching bag I gave to him. My record was killing him in less than a minute. And that included finding him and killing him in less than a minute. That was in the early days of World. Hard to believe sometimes this channel used to be a Monster Hunter channel for a little while. I love Monster Hunter, but like we don't focus on any one thing anymore. So it's weird to think about that, you know? And we're gonna come back with the Talons with just a little bit of the Black Templar and make them shine a little bit too. One day you're gonna get into Monster Hunter. It's really fun. I like Monster Hunter a lot. I understand why anybody doesn't want to get into it, you know? Or even just hasn't yet because of how big the series is. But Monster Hunter is really cool. I like it a lot. Rise is a really fun entry. I like World a little bit more than Rise, even though I think Rise is the better game. I don't know if that makes sense, but... Rise and World are both on PC. Both of them with their expansions. Rise has more content. And more newer monsters and more older monsters from around the series. It's set in a Japanese-style village. And a lot of the new monsters are themed after yokai. Which is really cool. It's got a really cool setting. The characters are really cool. I like it a lot. I just liked World a little bit more, even though Rise has better features. So you could probably get Rise and be like set. That's got the newest features, it's got the coolest stuff. But if you can get World on a sale, it's been out for a while, it's not the newest game now, you know, then World is, in my opinion, like the best place for new players to start. Because it tones down a lot of the mechanics and it's a lot simpler in its progression. But Rise is hands down the better game. The clutch call alone makes it a better game because you have way more options. Yeah, that's why I think like World was designed to get in a new group of players that did not know Monster Hunter. And I think in that regard, World is the better game for people to start with. Talk about Gundam every day. That's true, but we don't just focus on one thing. I talk about Gundam, and I talk about Kamen Rider, and I talk about 40K, and I talk about Trails, and I talk about weird things nobody's ever heard of, like Ice Shield 21. Man, he is really starting to come together. I thought it would take way longer to get him painted up to where I was happy with him. But like the different shades of orange in him are really like making it pop from where we mixed in the other paint. And then because we use Slap Chop, he's got a lot of shadows on him still, and it makes it look like his actual skin, you know, where it's folding and moving as he walks. Oh, Space Marine 2 looks so good. I've recorded a reaction to the new trailer today, which is also when I broke my monitor because of a dumb bit I was doing while recording a reaction to another trailer. I did a reaction to like a bunch of Summer Games Fest trailers. And I have it over behind me, but there's amiibos on top of it. I was playing around with my Final Fantasy VII case and actually like flicked my wrist forward on accident and it struck the monitor and broke it. So you know, it's been one of those days. I just broke a $500 monitor because I decided to do a dumb bit. For a video that's not gonna pay for that monitor, you know what I mean? Like, that's the worst part. But, oh well, it's done now. No sense crying over spilt milk. It's okay. Actually, it's funny. It's not funny, but it works out. I had loaned Rundgren a monitor for the sake of Immo Mondays, and he got it back to me just the other day. So I have another monitor. I just had to order a cable to be able to hook it up to my setup. So I'll still have 3 monitors, but it doesn't make the other one not broken, you know? And it doesn't make me not sad for a dumb mistake.
Now that's a lot of damage!
That is indeed a lot of damage. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take some of this plague bear flesh and we're going to mix it in different parts of this model. And we're not going to apply it anywhere thick or heavy. We're just going to mix it in anywhere that's not hair to give some more of the skin a different coloration than the yellow. It'll still be the yellow, but it'll have this other color mixed in that I think, because we're not mixing the 2 colors together, we're just applying it on straight, you know? It should. If you want to watch that video, it's going to be going up probably after the stream. I'll finish getting that video together where I break the monitor while reacting to trailers. I'm going to turn it into a short just because, like, why not? I might as well try to get as much return on investment as I can with that. And upload that and we'll see how that goes. I have such a clickbaity title for it too. I'm gonna say FF7 broke my monitor. I appreciate it. When in reality, it's me. I broke the monitor, but you know. I actually really like how this is turning out. With like the different shades of the mix of the 2 colors. Ah, I am loving the way he's looking here. I'm still very much a beginner, but this is so much better than I ever thought I was gonna get him. He is looking great. All right, so we need to get the eyes and the belly, and then we're done with this. And we need to do a little bit of black on the claws. Yeah, I'm really loving how side turned out there. And we're gonna give that PS4 for the first time. Oh, I'm sure. That prologue is something. So I'm planning, there's been a lot of videos going on YouTube lately of like 10 out of 10 RPGs. And I'm planning to do a top 10 RPGs. Like for my personal top 10. And I had a moment where I was like, well, it can't just be all Trails. So I decided I'd limit it to just 1 game from each series. And then I was like, but which Trails do I pick? Thanks, Will. I do love that emote. I got a bunch more emotes I gotta add, though we might not be on Twitch much longer anyway. Because all the stupid nonsense they're doing. Might have to just move to YouTube. Yeah, it's gonna be fun picking out 10 RPGs from my favorite RPGs of all time. Okay. Yeah, so they changed their policies to where you can't do both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, which is what we're doing right now. So if we get caught, they're going to ban us. So we have to make a decision soon on what we're doing. I'm hoping over the weekend they'll reverse that policy. But if they don't, you got to do something. I think that blue's going to be too dark. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. Can I get some of that white to mix in with that dark, that blue? So as much as I realize now that, hey, mixing in some white with that blue, that'll make it a lot lighter. It also means that I just mix contrast paint and base paint. So that's gonna well a lot more than I want it to. That was a mistake. Let's see if we can get some of that off of there. That is not what I was trying to do. That's not gonna go well. Let's thin that down real quick. Yeah, it would be more delay. Oh yeah, the banner ads thing is rough too. Like, our logo is too big. In the chat, our logo is too big, according to the new policies. Okay, well, that was nearly a huge mistake, and still isn't a great thing that I just did, but we can make up for it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put a different blue on there. I should have mixed it with Apothecary White, but I wasn't thinking because there was a white on the palette already, and I was like, oh, that'd be fine. It was not fine, in fact. Yeah, they went back on the ads thing on Twitter, but they haven't yet changed it in the actual policies yet. Alright, so the belly's not going to look quite as good as I'd originally planned for it to, but I think we saved it. Would have looked a lot better if we'd done this first, because now it's going to look more caked on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back through with it again, but with some of that green. And the different color variation should wind up making it work. I have learned a few lessons from painting my wife's sisters and messing those up. If anybody remembers that. Yeah, so I'm hoping over the course of this next week, over the course of the weekend, they'll fix some of that. Because the worst part is, yeah, YouTube delay is bad for a lot of people, but we have viewers that can't watch on Twitch because the Twitch app is the only way they can watch, and the Twitch app just doesn't work on some platform. Also, I am making a ton of mistakes tonight. I got a lot of that blue in here. We got to get that out, or the gray is going to be wrecked by the blue. So what I'm going to do, take my water. Thinking about that $500 monitor I ruined. That's why I'm making all these mistakes. It really is. It's trying to push people to YouTube, and it doesn't make any sense. Okay. That fixes that. All right, now we're going to get more of that Plagueberry flesh. Put that on the belly, and then we just got to get the eye. eyes, I guess. All right, we're gonna mix that in with that blue, and that should lead to a very different undershade for that, where if we missed any parts, it still has that green of the belly, but it's a visually distinct color. From the rest. Actually, that looks way closer than I thought it was going to. That's looking great. Yep, it sure is. It sure is. Of course, we didn't know that at the time, because how could we? But it sure is. All right. The teeth are white, but we might put a little bit of red in the teeth because we got to do the eyes are like a gold, so maybe we'll do Nasdrig for that. We got to do a little bit of that blue around the eyes. Thanks to our wet palette, it's all still wet, which is great. It'll take months to do your character tier list for sure. For sure. I did a ranking of every character in Trails. I don't remember how long it took me. I just know it was forever. That was all I did that whole workday. Blue around the eyes. Okay, we got just a little bit of blue around the eyes, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of blue in the teeth too. And then when we put the red in there, that'll make like a nice damp looking red. Is this a review? Yeah, I know the feeling. There are some characters that wind up becoming absolutely incredible but are terrible for most of the series. But at least there's one character that is always going to be a terrible character. That's Angelica Rogner. Yep. I've gotten into a lot of discussions on Twitter and Reddit with people about characters that I like that they don't. But one thing we can all agree on is Angelica Rogner. Yeah, same thing with Gundam. Lots of discussions on characters that I love that people hate. But we all agree on Eok Kajan. Oh, I've gotten so much better with eyes. Those eyes are really popping. And if you wonder why we did the blue around it, if you look really closely, you can see there's like dark blue around Jagras' eyes. There we go. There's our Great Jagras. I'm actually like really impressed with how he turned out. I did not think he would turn out that good. All right, well, I don't want to just call it early on you folks, because I was prepared for us maybe getting done with these faster because how big these models are and how much of the same colors they have. So I primed a Baroth. So we might go ahead and just get started on Mr. Baroth. That looks great. I am so stoked with how he turned out. We saved that belly. That belly was so close to being messed up, and we saved that. And it looks like actual scale, you know, where the colors are shifting and changing across it. The only problem with this is people aren't going to want to see me paint any 40K minis now. And I'm going to have to paint the 40K minis in my own time just to get them painted. Because people are only going to want to see us paint Monster Hunter minis now. Clutch better than the Celtics and the Lakers. I really messed with a guy once because I said, man, I love that team. And he's like, yeah, what team? And I was like, the Celtics. He was so mad. I should clarify, I'm not a sports guy, but I've picked things up over the years. So I do know how to push the buttons at least. Hey, LeBron is mid. I just start bringing up Michael Jordan and how he was better at golf and baseball than he ever was at basketball. And people get really mad at me for some reason. He wasn't actually any good at baseball. He wasn't. That's the funniest part about it. No offense to the man. He wanted to play baseball, but sports are wild. He was better than I would be at baseball. Not lie, but all right, so for anybody that's never seen how the slap chop process works, you get your gray paint. We use Vallejo model color, a little eyedropper. Honestly, I might start trying to use Vallejo paints or Army Painter paints because eyedroppers are a lot easier to use with this than having to get paint on a brush, but we're going to use all the paint we have for now. You make sure you get a bunch of it off there. You don't want too much on there. You can use any kind of paper towel. I just use that. And then you just start going. And for anybody who's like, well, why do you do this? Why not just start with a base coat and work your way through? Well, I want the shadows like we had on our Great Jagras. So we take and we prime them black. And I use Abaddon black, but you can use any black. Just stay consistent with your models, you know? Oh, I didn't realize he's missing a toe. I didn't realize he came in damaged. I didn't even notice. My poor Baroth. Okay, well, we'll paint him as he is. And I can 3D print him a toe later. I don't have a 3D printer, but I can get a toe printed. Or I can green stuff in my toe. That would also work. But we start with a gray primer. And you just want to cover every inch of the model with a light dusting of the gray. You can go back over and do more for the gray if you want on parts that want more paint on, but the main point of the gray is to bring up the black while still having the shadows, and then we're going to come back in white in a little bit, and that's really going to bring the color to it. I know some people that when they saw that toe was broken would be like, no, send him back. Like, I mean, it's not that big. It's just a toe. Like, I can make him a toe out of green stuff. Really not that big of a deal. The reason you want to get a bunch of it off first is because if you don't, it'll coat your brush and you'll just have it covered in paint instead of highlighting it like you want to. You'll be painting it with the dry brush, which is not quite the point of the dry brushing. And the contrast paints are going to look great with Baroth scales because they automatically do washes, which means they're going to fold into those recesses, but we'll still have the shadows of those recesses. So it's going to look really nice by the time we're done. Or at least that's my hope. All the recesses are kind of hard to dry brush. Smile for the camera, Baroth. Yep. The song! I couldn't not put it in the playlist once I'd heard it. It had to be here. Whew. Feeling that, all this dry brushing. Baroth has almost got a Last of Us head. This is another one where it's gonna be really difficult to get underneath, and I think I missed some spots with the priming because that part is not black. Also, I need to really quickly spin around and get some pictures of Baroth up there. Let's finish getting him grayed, and then we'll do the white, and then we basically have to get a new palette because we've used all our palette, and then I'll get some pictures of Baroth up there real quick. We might not finish him tonight, but we'll get close. I don't think it'll actually take that long to paint him once we have the... Because I already know the color I want to use, which is Cygor Brown. There is a very strange part of me that loves this Baroth more for the fact that he's missing a toe. It makes me go like, oh, my poor Baroth. Monster Hunter's so weird too, because I've seen people get really upset because they're like, you get so attached to these monsters, but you're constantly killing them. And it's like, yeah, but nobody says that about Goombas, right? People just love Goombas. Okay. It is. It's the little things in life. Perfect. Okay. Let me get some pictures of Baroth up there. Then we'll use the white. Then we'll get a fresh palette. Actually, while I'm doing this, chat, I think I can pull the video up where you can see it. Hold on. Of breaking the monitor. Hold on. So what you're not seeing in this moment right here is that I broke my monitor. Okay, Chad, I'm gonna let you watch this while I find pictures of Baroth. 57. So what you're not seeing in this moment right here is that I broke my monitor when I did that. Right here, there's a crack. Right there. Yep. Yep. Love this game. There you go. You got to see it before anybody else.
Emotional damage.
Indeed, emotional damage. And there's Bear Off. So you can see what its colors should be. We're going to get some of this white. We actually should probably put a little bit more white. I think we need to add a little bit more water to the palette, to be honest. Yeah, we do. Right, chat, let me go replace this water. Get some more paper towel, and I'll be right back. All right, chat. I'm back. I got some fresh water. We're gonna pour just a little bit in here. I think I poured too much in there, but that's okay. We only need this piece for the white. Once we're done with the white, we'll be fine. But there's other colors starting to blend in with the white, and that bothers me a little bit. Also, I got more paper, but all I could find in that short amount of time was toilet paper, which is probably not gonna go as well as I'd like. Bet you never thought you'd see a roll of toilet paper on a Trey stream, did you? Just sitting there. This is what we call pour painting. Offshoot of pour hammer. Who needs napkins or paper towel when you can use toilet paper? You know, the most valuable resource known to man. Alright, so we just mix this all in here. We're going to make sure we get the white on pretty thick. Because while we do still want the shadows, we also want brown to be the primary color. Thankfully, Monster Hunter monsters are not too super complicated. Funny thing is, I do still absolutely love Final Fantasy VII. I don't hold it against the game at all. That was super my fault. Anyway, as you can see, Bear Off, he's pretty much just like just brown, really. Which is fine. I don't mind if they're not too complicated. Get a little bit more white on there again. Before anybody asks, I'm not specifically skipping just to get to the trail songs. I'm just not really in a mood for Cuphead right now. Trying to get in the zone. I also feel like I'm gonna have to wash this palette out before I can switch to the next pad. Which means I'm probably gonna have to get up again. But, you know. Doing what I can. Absolutely, this song is great. I actually use this song for a lot of like background music in other videos, just because how much I love this song. He's so big that when I'm holding him where other models you'd still be able to see them on stream, you can't see him. And he's not even the biggest of the models. That's Kushaladora. He's gonna take like 4 hours to paint. If I'd been smart, he is thick, yeah. With ultimate C's. Infinite, even. If I'd been smart, what I would have done was paint all of the hunters using Jagras gear along with the Jagras. So all that was done. Because the game came with hunters as well that can get the different gear from the monsters. I'm gonna feel that in my arms. He's a big boy. Takes a lot of dry brushing. So make sure we get the eye. The eye is easy to paint. We need just a little bit more. I'll remember you and yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I stand by that my 3 favorite characters in all of Trails are Pro Armbrust, Randolph Orlando, and my precious Bard, who I love so much. Characters in your top 3? Yeah, those first notes are so good. So you may be asking why I'm not filling in all these holes here, where it's clear the paint didn't seep into the extra creases here. That's exactly why we're highlighting them. It's so I don't fill in those holes. Because he's gonna look way better without those filled in. Because the paint is gonna well in there and it's gonna look great. All right. Immediately gonna cloud with the water again. Top 5 characters right now for me. It is a 3-way tie between Randolph Orlando. No, it's not a tie. It's not a tie. It's definitely not a tie. Much as I love Randy and Pro, it's got to be my Bard. It's got to be my boy. I keep trying to use a different name for him, and I don't want to spoil things for people, so I'm just gonna say my Bard. Randy has Berserker aimed at me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you, Randy. You're the best. Okay. And I am about 90% sure that when I go to grab this pad, I'm gonna have to go take this thing away to wash it out first. Because I think I put too much water in here. And I'm sure that it's on the sponge. Yeah, okay. I'll be right back again, chat. Okay, chat. I know we're not sponsored. That sponge was the easiest thing in the world to clean out. I just watched it, and it's fine now. I don't know where the red came from. We didn't use red on anything. But, you know, I guess it's fine. Anyway. We will, we'll continue, I guess. Oh, man, that is Apple's new. That is something. I don't know what they were thinking. But there'll be people that'll buy it. There will be people that will buy it. Alright, it might still be a little too wet, but I have a way to fix that. The fact that one of their, there we go. The fact that one of their selling points is, yeah, it works all day if you plug it in. Yeah, most electronics do. All right, so we want a darker brown on top and a lighter brown on bottom. Let's see how dark the Cygor brown goes. Oh, that is exactly as dark as I want it to be. For the crest and the upper scales, that Cygor brown is going to be perfect. Just like I thought it would be. I'm learning the paints too, which is making all of this process a lot easier. Anyway, I was saying top 5: Olivier, Crow, Randy, Estelle, Kevin. That's my top 5. Not shaking from there. My top 5. There is a little bug there. Got away. Oh, he is still here. Now he is not. Put some paint in here. It is hard to get the back of this crest with the way that I have to hold this model. Also, ooh, not apply as thick as I thought it would. What did Jagger or what did Barroth's teeth look like? Teethy indeed. They are like a paler brown. So we'll probably do his teeth in the same color as rest of his body, not like the top scales. The top scales we're gonna do all in the Cygor brown, which is why again I said it's probably not gonna take that long to paint him once we get going, because the vast majority of him is just gonna be brown. But we might do the bottom part in snakebite leather, because that'll be lighter than the Cygor brown. TV. All the upper scales are going to be in that. Top of his crown dome here. So the insides of the top of those are a different color. A little bit of pink in there. All of this is Cygor brown. Sorry, I'm still thinking back to, yeah, our device will run all day if you plug it in. That's so on my phone. Four so far? Nice. There's definitely a part of me that wishes that I'd recorded my reactions to the end of the games. But it was also really nice to just relax and watch them. But I have watched a few people get to the Star Door in third. Just because, like, yeah, I wanted to see the reaction to one of the most horrifying things in all of Trails. Okay. The number shall not be named. Yeah. All right, I feel like that crest is starting to come together. We'll just go down the back now and we'll get the top rows for everything and leave the bottom rows for the snakebite leather. I'm giving myself a border here first so I don't accidentally paint where I don't want to. I can go back in and fill all the rest of that in. This is what we'll do now. Because that two-tone is kind of what makes Baroth stand out, you know? You know, do, 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 do. Life will change. As you can see, as the Cygor Brown dries, it almost looks like caked on mud, which is exactly what I'm going for. As Baroth likes to roll around in the mud. We'll use the Cygor Brown for Duratotus as well. Because it has that earthy mud feel. Really good. Alright, now do the same thing all the way down his back. Not a robot, I'm following you. Do 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 do. Make the barrier. The outside spikes to be in the other color. Should wind up looking really nice, I think. Catching up the middle is easy. Go. Perfect. All right, so we have all the upper crest or the deeper color. You two men, have a good one. Enjoy your cries. It really is the best, and there's nothing quite like it. All right, now we're gonna paint a lot of snakebite leather. We're gonna see how snakebite leather looks. And if snakebite leather's not good, and we need a different color, then I don't know. We might have to wait while I figure out what other color we're gonna use. Might have to order a different brown. I don't have a lot of browns. Got this. I got Gorgrunter fur, which is not really brown. Light brown. Skeleton horde that we'll use on the teeth. I got Agaros dunes and rattling grime. This looks like it should work. It's lighter color. Let's give it a shot here. Should go well with the Sigor brown. It'd be like a good two-tone color. I am actually really liking that. Where snakebite leather is also just a great color. It flows really well with highlighting. Yeah, I think that is the perfect choice, snakebite leather. Mix in just a little bit there at the side. About to use a lot of snakebite leather. Do-do-do. Do-do. 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 But I didn't actually get the eye, which is a big thing. I want to do the eye in a different color. I don't want to do the eye in the snake. And we will apply the snake bite on there. Fairly thick. Needs to go with the other colors. That actually looks really good on there, I think. That is a good mix. And we might even do like a little bit of the snake bite up in Sigor to make it pop a little more. Top of the hands are the same, but the actual like fins on the side are a different color. All of this is going to be snakebite leather. I want to apply that on there nice and thick. And then we're probably going to come back through and put a little bit of Cygor brown in the chest. I think that would look really nice. Really help that chest to pop. Okay. Song started playing, it just immediately reminded me that I could be playing Zelda. Like I said, we want snakebite leather on here thick. Not gonna be afraid to apply a pretty thick coat of it. We want it to flow into the Cygor. Gonna make sure we grab a lot of it here and just drag it down to these other parts so that it kind of has this natural feel to it. That's why I'm applying it so wet, that it all kind of flows together. As you can see, I'm dragging paint from here down to these other parts. Make sure it get painted. I really like the way that's come together. Really like two-tone set of colors. But I think as we go down the legs, I think I want to go back to the Cygor at the bottom. What I think we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to mix in some of the snakebite leather into the Cygor brown to make it seem like a more natural transition. Color-wise. Oh, that is exactly what I was hoping that would do. We're really learning how paint works over here, boys, girls, everybody. Boys, girls, and everything else. I'm not very good at words, but be whoever you want to be. I don't care. I mean, I care for the sake of you being happy, but happy for you. I'm bad at this. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just excited that I got this looking the way I want. So just bear with me, because I'm an idiot. What I'm trying to say is you be you, and I'm glad for you. really dumb. Not very good at expressing that. Oh, that looks so good now. And when it fully dries, it'll be... Yes! Yes! Taking us a while, but I'm finally learning how to paint. Oh, I am absolutely an idiot, but... And you be whoever you want to be. Whatever you want to be. Can't always say I understand. But what I can always say is that you be you. And I got your back. I can't do much, because, you know, again, kind of an idiot. But... thing I can do, you know, I got your back. Just be you. Worry what people say. Be good to each other. Everybody be good to each other. Great. If I could have one wish, everybody treat each other better. We're getting really introspective over here. That was not my goal today. I'm just over here trying to paint a giant monster. Okay, so what we're going to do now, because we're actually really close to being done, is we're going to take and we're going to put some Cygor Brown on again. We're going to put Cygor Brown on the chest and the legs. And then we just got to do the eyes, the teeth, and the hands. And I think the claws we're going to do in the same color as the teeth. Oh, and we got to put a little bit of pink in the top of it. All right, let's get some Cygor Brown again. And the weird part is, after we're done with the Cygor Brown, we're going to put some more Spring Bite Leather on there. His eyes are that same pink, so that makes that easy. I guess, like, if we're going to get introspective, ultimately, like, we're all just people at the end of the day, right? We're not all going to agree on everything. A lot of times that we disagree on stuff, right? But at the end of the day, we all breathe the same air. We all eat food. We all pee and poop. Good to each other. You know? Life's too short. And I know this is a weird place to bring this up, but if you're ever, like, struggling, feels like nobody cares about you, just remember, you're super, super important. Rundgren always says, and I'm gonna butcher this, there's never been someone as special as you are. And there never will be again. Don't be so hard on yourself, huh? I'm gonna be okay. Be not today. Be not tomorrow. All gonna be okay. Hang in there. I don't even really know you, but I care about you. I want what's best for you, and I'm not alone in that. Even if it feels like I am. And I'm just an idiot. Just, you know, don't give up. I was able to do nonsense like this and make these things look so good. You can do it too. Do anything you set your mind to. Anyway, that's gonna sound really patronizing to some people, but that comes from a heartfelt place of I legitimately feel like everyone is worth fighting for. You're breathing air like I am, you're worth fighting for. Anyway, that's enough of that, right? People are gonna meme about this in the comment section. All right, so we're gonna get some snakebite leather. We're gonna brighten up those legs, and then we're gonna start on the talons. And the teeth and the eyes, and that's all that's left. And the little deals at the top. Alright. I'll leather that up. Make it really pop. Oh, I forgot to put Cygor Brown on the chest. Bit of thicker snakebite leather right there on the legs. So that winds up being darker. So it winds up being darker, or darkest, darker, dark, lighter, light, you know, as we go up the leg. That's my goal here. Also helps fill in any gaps that are left there. Okay, that should dry pretty well, I think, and look pretty nice. Okay. I think we're gonna finish this in time. All right, let's get Skeleton Horde. When that dries, that should look good. That skeleton horde just mixed in with the snakebite leather. But I don't hate it, honestly. Gotta learn how to base so we can do like a cool base for these guys. When that dries, that should look pretty dang good, I think. I hope, anyway. A lot of wet paint on him, but we still have one last color to do. And I'm pretty proud of him, honestly. All right, Volupus Pink. I know that color anywhere. Volupus Pink might be too thick. Might want to go with Gilliman Flesh. Volupus Pink might be too pink. Because what this looks like more to me is just a fleshy membrane almost. Put a little bit of a well in each of these. Let it just soak in there. Oop. Alright, I think that's going to be good. We're going to let him dry for just a minute while we get everything set up. I had a lot of fun doing these. Hope everybody had fun watching them. People that are watching them now, the people that are going to watch them later. Meant what I said, even though I'm an idiot. So let's take a look at our Jagras. That is a great looking mini in my opinion. I'm so proud of how he turned out. He is going on the shelf, and he's going to look great there. That is maybe the best mini that I have ever painted in my life. So stoked over that. And then our Baroth, who even as already I can see he's drying, he's looking great. This is our berry boy, our berry two toes. Man, he looks good. I'm so stoked for how he turned out. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks everybody that's been watching live. Oh, you don't have to apologize. I understand you've been busy doing other stuff. But Anyway, I'm so proud of how these turned out. I'm really excited. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks everybody that's been watching. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that our boy, no, you're good, man, has to offer.